Hey guys, so I just finished watching the um, Bethesda conference and finished doing my live reaction, and I have to talk about the conference. Because out of the conferences that we have seen thus far, it was the most disappointing of all of the conferences. With EA, we already knew it was going to be a shit show. With Microsoft, we thought we had expectations for it to be good. Oh god, my hair. We had expectations for it to be good, but they exceeded that. With Bethesda, they make fantastic games. They make amazing games. They're an amazing developer. But what we got out of that was the one game that I got actually that was I'm really excited for. The one, if you laid out to me all those games and tell me which one I would pick, Rage 2. That's the game that I would pick because they showed gameplay. They answered questions on it. They They had a freaking band. That was the only game there out of all the games that had an actual trailer and an actual gameplay. They weren't shortcutting it with a 36-second trailer of nothing. And then with everything else, we got more questions than we got answers. And then um for what game was that? And then they start talking about Elder Scrolls Legends. Really, like the majority of the things that they talked about, there was no need for a conference. There were really was no need for a conference. If they wanted to talk about the Fallout 76, it would have been better if they just made a video on it and they could answer all the questions. Because then they wouldn't have time constraints. But nope, they had to do it at E3 for no goddamn reason other than that they have to have a presence in it because they've already done conferences beforehand, and it's extremely disappointing. Uh, we got Elder Scrolls. I love that they spent more time with Elder Scrolls Legends and more time with Elder Scrolls Blade, Elder Scrolls Blades than they talked about actual Elder Scrolls 6. Put that in your mind. They talked about two Elder Scrolls games that had nothing to do with Elder Scrolls, that had no story in it, and they talked about those before they talked about Elder Scrolls 6. They didn't even talk about Elder Scrolls 6. We don't know where it's gonna be at. We don't know what the situation is. We don't know the story. We don't know anything other than a 36-second trailer of nothingness. That is highly disappointing. And then for Doom, we didn't really get anything about Doom either. We got nothing about it. It's a sequel that we know nothing about. Then we got Wolfenstein. The things that we know about it. Set in the 1980s. You're playing as JB's kids, or yeah, I think kids or nieces. I forget, but the twins, and it's co-op. That's cool. But we don't know the story. We don't know what's been going on in the world. We don't even know their names. For God's sake, they couldn't even tell us their names. And then for then Fallout 76. Everything that they talked about. First things first. It's fully online. Does that mean that and you can play single player, but it's you can't select the server, so that means it's not private, but it is you can play single player. Is it gonna be like the single player where there's people around you that can mess with your stuff, but you can play solo and not team up with anyone? At that point, it's not even. They can mess up everything that's in your game because they just said that whatever happens to you happens in your game. That will be permanent. Sure, it's not a survival game where you lose progression if you die, but even then, I play Fallout not to play with other people, not so that they can mess up with my stuff. I play Fallout for the single player aspect of the game. Everything that they talked about when it came to Fallout 76 doesn't even feel like it's Fallout anymore. It feels like a completely different game. It feels like Destiny Light. It feels like Anthem Light. With a And they, when we heard about the game for the first time and all the rumors were coming out, we thought that the base building aspect of the game was going to be the front and center. It's going to be an amazing aspect of the game. But no, it seems like it's yet again tacked on. Clearly, there's nothing amazing about the actual base building aspect of the game. There's nothing to warrant. Why do we need a base building aspect? And then the nukes? Does that mean if I spend like 60 hours on my base, somebody else can nuke it? Out of nowhere, somebody from in the server can nuke it? Or is it gonna be like the Destiny style gameplay where people drop in and out? Which even then doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. Out of it's disappointing because you have to have high expectations for Bethesda. Because Bethesda should believe. I feel like watching this conference, a lot of the things that they talked about, they didn't really believe in the success in it. A lot of like Todd Howard didn't believe in a lot of things that he was talking about. Whenever he would talk about the Elder Scrolls games or even some stuff about Fallout 76, he would tone down. He wouldn't be excited. He would talk slowly, as if what he's saying he doesn't really believe in and that he's just doing it because he has to do it, which is highly disappointing. If you're gonna create a game, believe in it, even if you other people won't believe in it for you. That is your game. You better believe in it, because if you don't believe in it, we're not gonna believe in it at all. And then see, but seriously, so they talk about Blades. Terrible, terrible game. They made it seem like such a joke. Pre-order a free game, a free mobile game? How do you pre-order a free mobile game? That makes no sense. You don't. Why would you need to pre-order something that's free? To get early access for it? Why don't you just give us full access to it? You don't need to pre-order. That makes no sense at all. The most excitement out of this whole entire thing is this. This is the most excitement that I saw from anyone on stage. Them. They were extremely excited and passionate. And the Wolfenstein 2 devs. They were all extremely passionate. And then we got Quake. Really, Quake. You're gonna announce Doom 2, but you're not gonna tell us about Doom 2, and you're gonna talk about that in QuakeCon, but you're gonna talk about Quake Champions here instead, which makes no sense. Why didn't you just talk about Quake at QuakeCon? Because that's QuakeCon instead of, it's not DoomCon, it's QuakeCon. Why would they talk about that? Talk about Quake here instead of there, and talk about Doom here. It makes it's disappointing. That's all I can say. It was disappointing. Everything that they showed other than Rage 2 was meh. Or that sucks. For Fallout 70, seriously, Fallout 76, such high hopes. It's gonna be such high hopes for Fallout 76. They remove. It doesn't even look like a Fallout game anymore. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like a Fallout game. It looks nothing like a Fallout game in the traditional sense, which I think is the problem. People want to play Fallout because of Fallout. They don't want anything else. Sure, improve upon it, but they completely strip Fallout and completely changed it from the ground up, but made it look the same. Still crappy graphics, no offense, but in my opinion, Fallout has terrible graphics. I They didn't need, again this year. They didn't need to do a conference. They really didn't. They should have just made videos for these things and released it. that would have been so much better. They could answer so many more questions, so much more questions. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Please comment, like, subscribe. Go to my Patreon, follow me on Twitter, and all that stuff. Uh, I got like 6 copyright strikes on my previous 2 conference reactions, which is great. But I don't make any money out of it anyways because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, which kind of sucks. But oh well. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.